Hello friends, welcome to Pyramid Meditation Channel. In Pyramid Meditation Channel, in many videos, so we'll be meeting many masters across the globe. And today, in our studio, a global master has been traveling across the globe, more than 35 countries, to spiritualize the whole world. So we are going to meet him. He is Mr. Pradeep. Hi sir, welcome. Welcome to Pyramid Meditation Channel.
Namaste Chandu. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. It's our pleasure
Yes.
to know about yourself and your journey. And you have been traveling across the globe to teach meditation. And it will be inspiring journey to many who are coming to the meditation world. So initially, we'd like to know about yourself.
Yes. It's been a great pleasure, Chandu, to be in this great Pyramid Valley International. And just a few words about myself. Ever since I was a very small boy, I used to have these questions. Who am I? Where did I come from? And what is death? What happens after death? So these questions I had. So my mom told me that I never ate any solids till 2 years. So till 2 years I was only on liquids. So I was a kind of a special child where I cannot eat foods, solid foods. I'll take only liquids, either drink milk or juices till the age of 2. So my mother and my family members were very concerned that I'm not taking any solid foods, and I used to be very lean.
Okay.
So she prayed Hanuman, Lord Hanuman, and she did some vrata. And after that vrata, I started having solid foods. So she used to say, after praying to Lord Hanuman, I started eating food only after 2 years. So always this deep question of who am I, where did I come from, what happens after death. So these kind of questions were there right from a very early childhood. And I used to ask my mother, where did I come from? How did I enter this family? Why I am not born in the neighbor's house? So how did I born? So my mother used to say, you came from my tummy. You came from my tummy. So how did I enter your tummy?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next question, what happens after death? So my mother used to say, very sincerely, she used to say, I don't know answers for all these questions. Only a yogi knows all these answers. When you grow up, you will know the answers. So these were the very authentic, honest words she spoke. She admitted that she don't know. And she also told only a yogi knows these answers. So right from my childhood, I always had this desire that when I grow up, I'll go to Himalayas, I'll become a yogi, and I'll know all the answers. So this
To get all these answers, you want to become a yogi.
Yes. So this was there right from a very early childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so then slowly as I'm growing up, then the education, expectations from the society, from the teachers, from the parents. So these questions were there, but it was there in the background. So my focus was more on the education, career, and all those things. In 2003, I finished my engineering in information technology. I studied in
till
Chennai.
engineering, have you done any research on yogi, becoming yogi, and to know about the death and everything, all these kind of questions which you had in an early age?
No, for me to face the day-to-day life I was a bit of a shy person, right? So for me the schooling was very difficult.
Okay.
So I didn't like the way the teachers make you sit in the class and the examination system. So I was not enjoying my education. So for me, it was quite a struggle in my education. Even though I'm a good student in education, in terms of discipline, I used to score good marks. But it was the pressure of the education which kept me on my toes.
You're not enjoying the system.
I was not enjoying the system. So always there was contemplation. Because I was not enjoying the system. So there was always this contemplation about life. So this was there every time I used to go through the stress kind of situation, every time I used to go through any kind of insults or people put me down. So always I question about the whole life. So this questioning about life was there continuously throughout my journey. And when I joined engineering, again the syllabus and the lot of stress was there. A new atmosphere, ragging. In those days, ragging was there.
Which place?
In Chennai.
Chennai, okay.
Okay.
So you born and brought up from?
I was born and brought up in Chittoor, Andhra Pradesh.
Okay.
Okay, and I studied till intermediate. I studied in Chittoor. For engineering, I went to Chennai.
Chennai, okay.
So this educational stress was there, and every time whenever I go through this extreme amount of stress, I contemplate on life. So this contemplation on life was always there. And I also want to meet God right from my childhood. This was also my desire, because I was born in a Hindu family and I studied in a Christian school, right? And all my friends who sit next to me, they are Muslim.
Okay.
So I used to have this question, who is God? And I want to meet God. I want to meet God. I want to know God. So I want to know about myself and I want to know about God. So these two things were there simultaneously from my early childhood. And so for your question, this was always there in my life. This question was burning always throughout my life.
Okay.
But there was the particular turning point after I finished my engineering. Then I went further to do my master's. I went to Australia to do my master degree. So I finished my master's in Melbourne in the year 2007, right? So I finished my master's and I got my permanent residency. And I got a job and I got settled in Australia. So when everything was set in my life, that's when the trouble started.
So in material life, so you had a good education and you got a good job in a good place.
Yes. Settle. This is what everybody's dream was.
Yeah.
Right? To go settle in a beautiful country like Australia, get permanent residency, a master degree holder, a good job. Life is set. Right? So I had everything, whatever I wanted in my life. So that was the time the great trouble started.
Okay.
Because until then, I was focusing on to be successful, right? The so-called success. But then once I got to that place where I always wanted to, where my parents wanted to, where the society wanted to. So once I got to that place, then the real trouble started. So real trouble is, now what next, right? So then all the questions which I had from my childhood, it came back in full force. With a great force, it came back. By the time I was 25 years.
Any situation has been triggered or just like that it has come, all the questions and the emotion?
It was accumulating over a period of time. It was slowly accumulating over a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
I found there is no meaning in life.
So even though you're getting money and position and everything
was there, but everything was temporary. I can see the temporary nature of happiness, right? So you used to think like, once you are settled, you are happy in your life.
Yeah.
Right? So once you got a job, once you are settled, once everything is set, then you are happy, your life is happy. But I noticed my happiness was going up and down. It was not eternal, it was not continuous. That happiness state of mind was not continuous, it is up and down, up and down. Like, you are with friends, you are happy. You go out for a movie, you go out for a dinner, right? Go for a holiday, you are happy. Then you come back, then the happiness level is going back to its zero state. You are going for a shopping, you are happy. Then you come out of the shopping, then the happiness level is going down. So I saw this variation. So this quest came into me that how to be happy whole life, how to be happy eternally. So my search was how to be happy. See, right, in my childhood, I wanted to know who am I. Right, in my childhood, I wanted to know who am I and what is my life. But after my master degree, I was focusing on the happiness, how to be happy eternally. Right. So I saw the life has no meaning, because I can see the people who are very successful, right, who are very successful in their career, who got married, who got children, and who got a lot of property, and who are into name and fame and position. I looked into all their eyes very deeply. I couldn't see happiness in their eyes. So I can see I can project myself, I can fast forward my life and I say I'll be ending up like them. So what is the point of living life if you are not happy all the time? So then I started searching. So in the year 2007, I quit my job in Australia. I came to India on a 3 months holiday. I said, let me do some exploration.
So you resigned the job?
Yes, I resigned the job because I wanted to come for a long term. I wanted to come for a 3 months.
Okay.
So I resigned my job because I had the confidence I'll get a better job when I go back.
Okay. Just you wanted to get a small break?
Yes, I want to take a break. So I came here, went to many ashrams, right, and looking for happiness. So I was looking for happiness in that sense.
There is a motto of coming to India?
Yes.
Okay.
So looking for happiness. I was looking for something. Internally, some search was there. But externally, my focus is how do I discover a path, or how do I discover something which will make my life happy all the time. So my search was happiness. So you can see the contrast. In my childhood, my search was I want to know about myself. I want to know about God. I want to know about death. Before birth and after death, that was my main curiosity.
Yeah.
After I finished my master degree and after I finished, got settled and got the job and everything set, then I was focusing on happiness, how to be happy. So in the search of this happiness, meditation came in my way. And when I started doing meditation, the first sitting when I started doing meditation, all my childhood questions came up. So then I'm no more interested in happiness, I'm interested to know who am I.
Okay. How come the meditation, the word is entered into your life?
How meditation came? As I told you, right from my childhood, I always had this thought like I'll go to Himalayas one day and then I will become a yogi and I will find the answers. So that was there. Meditation was in the background, but I was thinking maybe I will go at a little later stage of my life. Okay. Because I used to think, right, meditation is not for youngsters. It is.
So you heard about meditation in your
meditation? I know, like if you meditate, you become a yogi. Those things, I know.
You heard about it. Okay.
Yes. And then when I was studying engineering, I saw there was this Baba movie, Rajnikant's movie was there.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I went along with my friends and they were all disappointed that the movie is not good. But I said, the movie is so good. And they were so surprised. What is there in the movie? I said, there is something in the movie. So that movie fascinated me.
Okay.
So that movie fascinated me that time. I couldn't understand what exactly is in that movie. But deep down in my being, I know that there is something in that movie. I will be exploring. So meditation means you need to go to Himalayas, Babaji and all those things. The idea was there, right? What is meditation? What is the science of meditation? I don't know. But you go to Himalayas, you do meditation, you get mukti or you know the answers. This broad understanding was there, right? So for your question, how exactly I came into meditation in this life is, so I came to India, I went to many ashrams, right? I went to Pondicherry, I went to Auroville, I went to Mother's ashram in Pondicherry, then Aurobindo's ashram.
In search of happiness.
In search of what is that? There is something I'm missing. There is some missing link to be happy eternally. I want to find out what is that missing link. Because previously I thought if you have a good job, a good salary, a good settlement in life, then you are happy. But that is no more the case. I've discovered that. So there is something else which is missing. So I want to find what is the missing link to be happy. So in search of the missing link, I was exploring these ashrams. So I went to Pondicherry and explored all those ashrams. Then I went to Theosophical Society in Chennai, Adyar headquarters. I went there. So I used to go to these ashrams, many ashrams I went. And I was not happy that what I was looking for, I'm not getting that. So finally, a few months went like this. So by the time, I was also postponing my visit to go back. So instead of 3 months, it extended to 6 months.
Oh, okay.
So before
but initially your plan was to be here only for 3 months.
Initially my plan was for 3 months.
Okay.
So then the 3 months, I have no mood to go back because I couldn't find what I wanted. So I postponed my visit. So like that, 4 months, 5 months went away. So nothing was happening. So then I thought, okay, anyway, I have to go back because how long I can stay back in India. So I have to go back. So before going back, let me do some short course in some IT certification in some .NET so that I get a better job, a easier job. So
in Chennai?
I want to do it in Hyderabad.
Hyderabad, okay.
Because Hyderabad was famous in those days in Amirpet for all those short courses. And there were some of my friends also were there in Hyderabad.
Okay.
So I thought I'll spend some time with them and do a course. So I went to Hyderabad and I joined a course, right? In Amirpet, I joined a course, .NET course. So it's a very short course, 2 months course. So in that course, I met a person who is sitting next to me. And I met him the first day. There was an empty seat next to him. So I sat there. So from that day onwards, every day he used to reserve a seat for me.
Oh.
Okay. So every day he used to reserve a seat next to him. And in between the classes, before a new lecturer comes, in between the classes, there was a 5 to 10 minutes gap. So in that 5 to 10 minutes, he used to close his eyes. He used to sit like this, close the eyes, just close the eyes. I thought maybe he's very much stressed with the education subject. Maybe he's relaxing. So I never bothered to ask him what he was doing. So I thought he's relaxing. And towards the end of that course, there was a project which has to be completed, and then only you'll get the certificate. He was my teammate in the project. So our project got failed.
Okay.
It was working very good, but in the last minute, before we have to show, before the demonstration, the code was not working. And we were like 6 people in that group. Everybody was very tensed, and including myself, we were very tensed. But this fellow, the person who is sitting next to me, his name was Sumant. So he was very cool, very relaxed, and we all failed in our attempts. Then finally, I asked him, "You are so cool and relaxed, why don't you attempt?" So he attempted and the code executed. So he gave an out-of-the-box solution and the code got executed, right? And we got our certificates and the program was successful. So that moment I saw him, I said, "You are not a normal man." When everybody is going through such stress, you are so relaxed. This is not the quality of a normal man. This is the quality of a yogi. So tell me what you are doing. What is your secret? So this is the question I asked him. He said, "No, I meditate." He said, "Meditation? But meditation you have to go to Himalayas." That's the first question I asked him. He said, "No, you can meditate at home. You can meditate wherever you want." So where did you learn the meditation? So I learned meditation from a person called Patriji.
Okay.
Then he asked, "Have you heard of Patriji?" I said, "No, I don't know." So then I asked, "Does he have a beard?" He said, "Yes." Then forget it. I don't tell anything about him. Because I had this understanding also that people who are having beard and kashaya,
You don't believe them.
I used to think they are fake. Because if you are an enlightened person, then you will be a normal, simple person. No need to have beard, no need to have special dresses. So this was my understanding from my childhood. I don't know where I got this understanding. It was my internal understanding that if you are a real guru, then you will be like a very simple, normal person. So I had this deep understanding inside me that God created everybody equal. Nobody is special. If somebody is trying to be special, he is not a master in the first place. So I had this understanding right from my childhood. Maybe it came from my past lives. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I asked him, "Does your master has a beard?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Forget it. I don't want to know anything." So that night, I couldn't sleep. I said, "Forget it," and our conversation ended. I went back home, but I couldn't sleep that night. I said, "There is something with this person." In that stressful moment, he's so happy. This is what I was looking for. So the next day, I went to him again. I said, "Tell about your master."
Mainly your goal was to find happiness, and he is very happy.
He is very happy in the stressful situation. So there I said, "I want to be like him."
Okay.
Right? So tell about your master. So then he didn't say a single word. He gave a CD.
CD, okay.
He gave a CD that was AppoDeepoBhava. Video CD. He gave a video CD. The title is AppoDeepoBhava. He said, "You see this video and you will understand my master." He didn't say a single word. So again, it's surprising. Normally, when you are a follower of a guru, you will speak great things. "My master is this great, my master is that."
They generally exaggerate.
Yeah. Not exaggerate. That is the way the people speak, right? Or else, at least you will say, "My master is very simple and ground to earth." But he didn't speak a single word. He said, "You decide for yourself." And
even is not all about the process of meditation also.
no, I was not interested because my focus went on to the master.
Okay.
So my focus shifted. I wanted to know the root. Who is that who is teaching this? Right?
Okay.
So my focus shifted on to the master. So then that night I went home and I saw that CD. That's the first time I saw Patriji in the video. So I was while watching this video, I was like, okay, I was like in a neutral space. What is he? Okay, he's having beard and okay, he's speaking some things. Okay, let me hear what is he saying. So he was describing in that video about the last statement of Gautam Buddha before he vacated the body, AppoDeepoBhava, be a light unto yourself. So he was explaining the meaning of that. So when I was listening to that, my whole being was resonating with what he was saying. And I was saying, yes, it is correct. So there was an inner voice which is saying, yes, it is correct. And there was a statement in that video, there was a statement, you are God, everybody is God. So in that moment, there was a strong yes inside me, because I was searching for who is God, right? I want to meet God. So I never heard that you are God, everybody around you is God. That statement I never heard from my childhood. So when Patriji spoke that statement, there was a correct, very strong yes from inside. And when that yes came from inside, then I said, okay, this man is speaking sense. Right?
Okay.
So then in that video, he said, if you want to know the truth, if you want to know life, if you want to know what is life after death, you want to know about life and death, you have to close your eyes and observe the breath. Then you will know the answer. Then I said, yes, this is what I'm looking for. So all my childhood questions, everything popped up.
Yeah.
With a greater force, it popped up. And I said, okay, let me experiment.
Because you want to know the God and life and death.
Yes.
Life after death.
Yes. So the God answer came immediately. You are God and everybody around you is God. It makes perfect sense. My being resonated. It's not my mind. It's my being which said yes immediately. And there is no questions about it. And now the task in hand is, I want to know about myself. Who am I? Where did I come from? What is death? What happens after death? So for that he said, okay, close your eyes, observe the breath. You will know the answers. This is what he said. So I said, okay, fine. Let me experiment. Still, I'm not ready to believe him. Right? But he says, okay, he makes sense to me. Let me do the experiment. It's a very simple thing. Close your eyes, observe the breath. Let me do an experiment. So that's the first time I experimented for half an hour. So it was very good. That half an hour, I felt very peaceful, very happy.
So after watching the video, you started meditation.
Yes, I experimented for half an hour. So in that half an hour, for the first time, I experienced total peace, happiness. So yes, this is the missing link. So I got, this is the missing link. You don't need to do anything to be happy. You just need to be with yourself. Close your eyes, observe the breath. You will be happy. So I got that missing link. So then after that, I got what I wanted. So immediately I booked my tickets, and within 2 days I went back to Australia.
Oh, immediately?
Within 2 days, because my course got finished. Because that is the last day I came to know about it. And within 2 days,
then your purpose of visit got completed.
Purpose of visit got completed. So now the task in hand is, I thought, okay, I'll go to Australia and I will continue this process of meditation and I will enjoy my life. Right? I got the missing link. Now I'll go back to Australia.
Okay.
So I went back to Australia, but I couldn't apply any job. I don't want to apply any job. The only thing I want to do is, I want to meditate. What is there in this meditation? I want to know further. I want to know further. I want to do more experiments. So this then when I went to Australia, I immediately started sitting in meditation. Half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. The more I do, the more I want to do. And I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to apply any job. I wanted to know the end of this. I want to know the end of this meditation. Where does this meditation lead me to? I want to know who am I. I want to know what is life, what is death. See, at the time, it was a bit scary situation. The more I started doing meditation, the more the questions, the inner questions I had as a child came back very strongly. Right?
Okay.
See, I was 25 years by then, and I don't know anything about myself. Death might come any moment for anybody. It was a very scary situation. I don't know anything about myself. I lived a blind life for 25 years. So I want to know about myself. That is the first priority. Everything else is second priority. So I never applied any job and I was not interested in anything. So only meditation, meditation, meditation.
So daily, how many hours you used to do meditation during that period?
Like this, it went on for 2.5 years.
2.5 years?
For 2.5 years, it went on.
Oh.
So
every day, 3 to 4 hours?
8 to 10 hours I used
8 to 10 hours every day?
8 to 10 hours of meditation every day. And then reading books and then listening to music.
So like that 2.5 years?
2.5 years I spent on intense research on this meditation, on my own self. So these 2.5 years is when I look back, these 2.5 years is the foundation of what I am today.
Exactly.
I did a lot of research on my own.
Can you share some of your experiences during that 2.5 years? Any meditation experience and any research material?
See, first, I don't have any third eye experiences. I never got any third eye experiences, no astral travel, nothing of those metaphysical experiences I got. My consciousness shifted, right? So within the first 3-4 days of intense meditation, my consciousness shifted. I was born in a meat eating family. Okay, so I used to eat meat. There were many times I contemplated, like, why should we kill animals and eat? There were many times I contemplated in my life. Right from my childhood, this contemplation was always there. Why should we kill animals and eat? Is it the right thing to do? But always, my parents and friends, they always motivated me. It is part of the food cycle. It is part of the food cycle. God created everything. The goat eats the grass. The humans eat the goat, and the humans go back to the soil, and from the soil the grass comes. So it's part of the food cycle, what we study in our science in those days. So my parents convinced me, no, you should eat, God created everything. So, but I was not convinced. But peer pressure, so I started eating on and off. So when I was studying my 10th standard, so I stopped eating for complete 1 year. Because there was a lot of stress, because 10th class is a public examination, so there was a lot of stress. So I told myself, I'm going through so much stress. Why should I kill that poor animal? Why should the animal go through the killing process? I'm already suffering. Why should I give suffering to that animal, poor animal? I don't want to eat. So in the 10th standard, I stopped eating.
So this decision was taken by you, or family, they forced to take this particular decision?
To stop eating meat is only me.
Oh, wow.
Only me. I took the decision I will not eat meat. Right?
Okay.
So my understanding was why I should not eat meat, because I'm already in pain. Why should I give pain to another animal? I don't want to eat. So again, after I finished my 10th, then I went to the intermediate college. It's a new set of friends. Again, the peer pressure, the friends and all those things. Then I started eating. So I was not 100% convinced, but with the pressure, I was going. And then again, when I joined my engineering first year, there was a lot of ragging, and it's a new environment, out of my hometown, first time in a city. So a lot of pressure.
In Chennai?
In Chennai. A lot of ragging also was there. So again, the same kind of going through a psychological suffering. So I said, again, I'm in suffering, Baba. Why should I eat meat? Then I stopped eating. So the first year, second year, I didn't eat. Again, the third year, peer pressure, all those things started. I think from the second year onwards, I started eating meat. So in my life, there is on and off. The meat was on and off. But when I started meditating, after going back to Melbourne, Australia, in the year 2008, right? In the year 2008, July, after I went back, when I started doing this intense meditation for 4 days, after 4 days, my consciousness shifted. So my consciousness shifted that to such a degree that I see no difference between me and the animal. When I look into the animal's eyes, I see myself. I cannot see an animal as separate entity. So I saw both are the same. So that gave a crystal clear understanding that no, I should not eat animals. I should not be in the process of the killing, in the process of the violence. I should not be part of the violence. I should not be part of the killing. So within 4 days, this crystal clear clarity came that I should not do this. So this clarity came from within. Nobody asked me to become a vegetarian. So then I became a vegetarian. And
there is a first change after doing meditation.
That is the very first change in my meditation. Within 4 days. And after that, I started connecting to the trees. I started connecting to birds. I started connecting to animals.
Wow.
There is a huge shift in the consciousness. I see the connection. I see I'm not isolated. I see I'm connected to the whole of the creation. Right? So this change, this shift in the consciousness happened. So this was the very first experience for me in my meditation. After that, going into the stillness state, whenever I used to close my eyes, mind becomes empty. I used to be in that stillness state, but no experiences. I used to enjoy that stillness state. And so
every day 8 to 10 hours minimum.
Every day 8 to 10 hours. And very naturally, mindfulness came into my life. So I started doing everything while I was walking. I was mindful, right? while I was eating, I was mindful. I used to spend more time in the nature, connecting to the nature, complete in oneness. I used to connect to the nature. So I used to go, well, I was like gazing into, for example, I was gazing a star. Suddenly I disappear.
Oh.
And like I was looking deep into a tree. Suddenly I disappear. That I means that mind disappears. Everything disappears. You feel like
you become one with the tree or nature, wherever you are.
Yes, you feel complete bliss, calm. I used to, the word is bliss. I used to use the word bliss. I felt that bliss, where that I is also not there, the thinking is not there, nothing is there, just only pure bliss is there. So I was in this state of consciousness. So the more I do, the more I started experimenting of intense meditation, reading books. So then the second major thing I noticed is I started identifying all the dark areas of my life. And I used to...
Present life.
Yes, in this present incarnation, I used to see that I've been identified with many things. Like I'm a male, right? I'm a Hindu, I'm an Indian, I'm a scientist, I'm an engineer, I'm this, I'm that, whatever the identities we have. So all those identities started vanishing.
Different kind of roles which you have played since
yes,
your childhood.
all those identities were very limiting. It is very, whatever the identity I speak about myself or I think about myself, it's very limiting. I'm more than that. If I say I'm a male, no, I'm more than that. I'm consciousness. I'm an Indian, no, I'm more than that. I'm an engineer, I'm more than that. So all those identities faded away. So then started experiencing myself as pure consciousness.
This is a second change.
This is a very second change in my meditation. I started experiencing myself as pure witnessing consciousness. All the identities went away. And the third one, I started seeing all my limitation. I started to reflect upon my fears, my emotions, my blocks, all those, this, what you call the fear energy, the guilt energy, the shame energy.
It is like self-check?
Yes, self-reflection. And I used to work on those aspects.
Okay, you are identifying and as well as...
Yes, I was identifying and I was going into the root cause and how to overcome it. So I was reading a lot of Osho books also at the time.
Okay.
So reading Osho's books helped me a lot.
Anybody has suggested all these spiritual books or are you searching in Google or reading the books?
Okay, what happened was I went in July, right? July I went to Australia. In the year 2008, July I went back to Australia. So July, August, 2 months intensely I meditated. So I never read any books, only meditation. So in these 2 months, I became a vegetarian and I lost all my identities. I saw myself as pure witness, consciousness. These two things happened within
consciousness shift.
Consciousness shift happened within these 2 months. So I was so happy and blissful. Like the whole day I used to be very happy in a complete blissful state. So this is what I was looking for. And so one day I felt like, okay, I want to know more about this Patriji.
Okay.
Who is it? Because seeing his video, I started experimenting.
Practice for 2 months.
Practiced 2 months. In this 2 months, a great consciousness shift happened. I'm no more the same person. I'm no more the same person. It's complete 180 degrees changed person, right? So I wanted to know more about Patriji. Who is he? What is he? So I don't know anything, right? So I googled.
Just you watched AppoDeepoBhava video.
Yes, I just watched AppoDeepoBhava, and I don't know anything about PSSM. I don't know nothing. So I googled Patriji, right? On September 8. On September 8, I googled Patriji. I wanted to know more about him. So then there was the very first link which came. It says Patriji is landing in Melbourne on September 10.
Oh.
On 8th, I googled. Only in 2 days he is landing. I said, okay, what a great
coincidence. That was a perfect timing.
It's a perfect timing. So what a great coincidence. So now, okay, it's a great opportunity for me to meet him.
Okay.
Right? To meet him because he's coming to Melbourne. And also there is a link. You contact this number. If you contact this number, you can meet him.
So all the details are there.
All the details are there. So I immediately contact that person. His name is Nad Danturti. And so I explained I watched this video. I'm 2 months. I'm meditating. I became a vegetarian. I wanted to meet him. Can I get 1 minute appointment? I just want to just meet him for 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes. He said, what 1 minute? You can spend the whole day with him.
Okay.
I was like, spend the whole day? Is he so accessible? Then how to, okay, you come on that particular time. He said 8 o'clock he is landing. You come around 10 o'clock. So by the time he will be back home and he will be relaxed. So you come at 10 a.m. September 10, 2008, 10 a.m. you come. So there was an internal fight also. On September 9, there was an internal fight happening within me. Why should I go and meet this master? Because from my childhood, I never went and met any master. I never believed in any gurus. Why should I go and meet him? I know meditation. I'm already happy in my life. I'm already happy and blissful in my life. Why should I go and meet him? Because I never believed in any guru. So why should I go and meet him? That's one.
Especially beard.
The beard is also there. Right? Whether I don't know whether it's a real guru or not. I'm not interested in that guru because whatever I wanted, I already got it. I wanted complete happiness. I already got it.
Got it, yes.
So why should I go and meet him? Why should I follow any cult? Why should I follow any guru? I don't want to be in that path. Right? So that was one aspect of my thinking. And then the other aspect of thinking was because seeing his video, my life transformed.
Okay.
So it is my basic courtesy to go and say thank you to him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Great.
My life has transformed. So it is my basic courtesy to go and say at least thank you. So these two things were there, to go or not to go. There is a pull and push between that. Then finally I made up my mind. Okay, anyway, I got benefit. So I'll just go say thank you. And it will be also an opportunity for me to see myself whether he is a real guru or not. Again, my thinking was to check whether he is a real guru or not. Because I know meditation and 2 months I practiced meditation. So using that experience, I want to go and check whether he is a real guru or not. Because there was certain awareness, certain understanding. So with that awareness, I wanted to go and check whether he is a real guru or not. So September 10th, 2008, that's when I first met Patriji. So when I met him, our interaction started with questions.
So what was the first question? How did you meet him?
Okay, so it was a very interesting experience. I went to that particular address where he was residing in, and there was a lawn outside, there was a garden outside. So I parked my car and he was sitting there and he was gazing into the sky. Mm-hmm. Right? So he was having a beard and he is like, very, the personality is a very heavy personality with a beard and with a good strong aura. So I was reluctant to go and meet him directly. So I saw him, he's sitting in the lawn, gazing into the sky. So I entered the house and I met Nad, right, the person who I called.
Yes.
So I told him, okay, can you introduce me? He said, no, we cannot introduce you and go introduce yourself. I said, what is strange?
Self-introduction.
Self-introduction, what is strange thing? Here everything is happening ulta only. So I went and there was few chairs in front of him. He's sitting alone, nobody, but there are some couple of empty chairs. So I went and sat in front of him. But he was not looking at me. He was still looking.
In front of you, you were there in front of him?
Yes, I went and sat in front of him.
Okay.
Like I was sitting in front of you, so I went and sat in front of him. But he was not giving any attention. He was gazing into the sky. And I made some noise, some sound. I'm here to get the attention. But he was not looking at me. He was still gazing into the sky. So that time I was like, my ego triggered. Like, okay, what kind of arrogance he is having, right? I'm sitting in front. I came here to meet him, but he is not interested to meet me, or he is pretending. He knows that I am in front of him, but he pretends that he is not recognizing me. What kind of arrogance he is having? Is he a guru in the first place? I don't want to be in front of him for even a single second. I'm leaving. So I was about to get up.
Okay.
So I was very much upset with him, right? I was very angry. I said, how come he is not giving attention? So I was very angry and I want to get up and go away. I don't want to see him anymore. So I was about to get up. So that's the moment he looked at me.
Oh.
Yeah. So he looked deep into my eyes and immediately the magic, all my anger vanished.
Immediately?
The moment he looked into my eyes, the anger disappeared, just vanished like that.
That emotion, full of emotion.
Everything disappeared. And then it was a certain calm, cool radiance was there. And then he was looking deep into my eyes. He was not speaking. He was looking deep into my eyes. And that time the energy was so overlapping and I was so calm. And I think after 10 seconds, he was just looking at me, that's all. So after 10 seconds, I wanted to initiate the conversation. So I was telling, sir, I came, because the words were also not coming. So the words were not flowing. They was choking. My throat was choking. It was a bit strange. My words were choking. And then he said, tell about yourself. So after he opened his mouth and said, tell about yourself, then I gathered courage and the confidence. And then I started sharing my journey. Then there is no more choking. It just came very fluently. Like how I explained him the whole story of how I saw his video and how I practiced meditation and all those experiences I shared with him. And after
you shared about your journey till then?
Yes, I shared about my journey, and I told him, I said, I've come here to say thank you. That's all. Because my life transformed. After seeing your video, my life transformed. So I came here to say thank you. So after that, he said, very good. And then he said, okay, any questions? He asked. And he said, yes, this is the right time to check whether he's a real guru or not. Even then, that background mind was there, to check. So then the first question I asked him, so far I never went to anybody. I never went to any gurus, right? I never went to any masters. In search, I never made an attempt to go and meet anybody in my life. Okay, so you are the first person I came to meet, with the intention to meet somebody. You are the first person. What greatness you have. Why did I come and meet you? Tell about this.
Oh.
So this was my first question. So he said, your intent brought you here. I said, please explain. He said, if you are in the level of D, you will go and meet the level of D and above. A, B, C, you will not go and meet because you had already met in your past lives. So you are not interested to meet anybody because you would have done all those things in your past life. You are not interested. So your level is D. So that's why you have come and met me. Your intent brought you here. I said, okay, fine. So then I started shooting questions after questions after questions. For half a day, I asked him questions.
Half a day?
For half a day, continuous questions.
Oh.
And for every answer he gave, there was a yes inside. So from inner, there was a yes, that is correct. Yes, that is correct. So after that, I said, okay, I should not question him anymore. There is something I can learn from him. So I felt there is something I can learn from him. He is a very genuine person. He is not fake.
You certified?
I told myself. I told myself he is not fake.
You certified to yourself, your inner.
Yes. And then I asked the last question. Okay, now it's your turn. You can ask any questions if you want.
Okay. You asked Patriji.
I asked Patriji. Now you can ask any questions to me if you want. So I said, you can ask any questions or you can say anything you want. He said, I'm very happy that you have come to the right place. So these are the words he spoke. So and after that, our friendship developed. So I spent the whole day with him. Yes. So he taught me music.
Okay.
He gave his flute to me and asked me to play. He taught me music, sarigama. Because meditation I already know, right? So he gave his own flute and he orally taught me sarigama, padanisa.
Actually, that never happens. Giving flute to another person is, till now I have not seen.
Yeah. So he taught me music for about 45 minutes. He made me sang along with him. Sari, Gama, Padani. So for half an hour, 45 minutes. And then he taught me how to play the flute also. And he gifted his flute to me so that I can practice music in his flute. So it's a very memorable moment.
Okay.
September 10, 2008. But now when I look back, I feel he gave the flute as an energetic blessing so that I can progress further in my journey. That's what I feel when I look back now. You said normally he doesn't give, right?
Yeah, now it doesn't give.
Yes. So when I look back, now I feel that he has given that flute so that it is more of a motivation for me to go further in this spiritual path.
Even nobody touches the flute.
You know how the flute thing happened? It was very interesting. So he was playing after all this question and answers. He said, okay, I'll play flute and we will meditate. So, okay, I closed my eyes and he was playing flute for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Then after 10 minutes, he asked, how is it? So I said, your flute is so good. And then he said, okay, play. I said, this is the first time I'm even seeing the flute physically and I don't know anything about the flute or music. He said, no, Baba, play. He gave. I said, show me how to play, what to do. He was very insistent. No, play. So then he said, no, you keep the flute like this and you should blow in this particular hole. Okay, I blowed and the sound came. And he said, wow, the very first time you are blowing, the sound came. It doesn't happen normally. So you should have definitely some music in your bank, in your astral bank or whatever, in your soul bank. You should have music in your past lives. So then he started Sarigama, teaching me Sarigama Padani.
Okay. That was a beautiful conversation.
Yes.
Great moment.
Yes. I cannot forget that day. It was after meeting Patriji, then he gave a lot of material about PSSM.
Books.
A PSSM website and books and literature. So he brought in a lot of books along with him. So then there was this recommended books. So from that recommended books, there was Osho's books. So then I started reading Osho's books.
Okay.
So after meeting Patriji, I discovered more into reading books. All those things.
And meeting people?
Meeting people was not there. In Melbourne, hardly Mr. Nath was there. I used to speak to him once in a while. So I was more into my own
meditation and reading books.
Meditation, reading books. I was more interested in my own research.
Okay. So this was in the year 2008.
Yes.
Okay. So like this 2.5 years intensive meditation you have done in Melbourne itself.
Yes.
Completely.
Yes. And in between I used to, come to India, come to Pyramid Valley.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Come to Pyramid Valley and go to other centers. So now I know what is PSSM.
Okay.
So I want to know what exactly this PSSM. I met Patriji and but I want to discover further. So I used to come to India once in a while and go to meditation centers. The first time I came to Valley was I think 2008. This pyramid was under construction.
Yeah.
I came to see myself. What are these people? What's happening here? So I was doing my own research. Simultaneously, I wanted to explore what is this PSSM and what is all those things.
So what did you feel about the valley when you come first time?
I came here to experience the pyramid energy, right? So everything was nice. I was still exploring in those days and I was more of an introvert. And everything was a bit new for me, seeing the people. And one of the most important things I liked about Patricia or PSSM is he doesn't allow anybody to fall at his feet. So that is the most important thing I liked. Because right from my childhood, I never believed in any gurus.
Yeah.
I felt we are all the same. God created everybody same. So this was my strong feeling from my childhood. And he practically resonates. He practically implements that. He doesn't allow anybody to fall at his feet. And I saw the first time he came to Melbourne, somebody fall at his feet and in return, he fell at their feet. So this was very interesting. Wow. Okay. So it looks like, the principles are resonating with my principles. That is the first thing I noticed. And the most beautiful aspect of this PSSM I discovered in those initial days was there is no worship of master, living or dead. Everybody is a master. Nobody is a disciple. So that is something which I really appreciated because that is the single point which takes the PSSM away from the rest of the organizations.
Yes.
say I've traveled many countries, I've met many masters, I've seen many organizations, but this unique point, everybody is a master. Nobody is a guru, nobody is a disciple. Everybody is a master. There is only a seniority, senior master, junior master, that's all. But everybody is a master. So this particular point stands apart from the rest of the organizations. So I would say that is the golden point of PSSM. Among all the 18 guiding principles, for me, this is the golden point.
Okay.
Everybody here is a master.
Because just now you said that because traveling to many countries and seen many ashrams. So, traveling to many countries to teach meditation or to visit them, or what is the purpose of visiting many countries?
My traveling to many countries started after 2013.
2013.
Yes.
Okay. So 8 to 13, this is a period Melbourne and India.
2008 till 2010, I was on my own research. Most of the time I was in Australia.
Okay.
If at all I come to India, it is only for 15 days or 1 month. I used to come and go back. So my main practice of meditation happened in Australia.
So there will be frequently, you'll be meeting Patriji and meditation centers and going back to the Melbourne.
No. I came to discover pyramid energy.
Okay.
I came to India to see the pyramids, to discover pyramid energy, not to meet Patriji. So I used to come, see some pyramids, see some pyramid centers. I went to Mehdipatnam, that spiritual center was there.
India.
Spiritual India center was there. And then I came to Pyramid Valley. So like this, I explored few centers, few pyramids and went back. So again, my interest was not to meet Patriji.
Okay.
See, already met him.
Yes.
Now it is my turn to do more meditation, more research. So I was more focused on meditation and research, right? So till 2010, I was in this process. So again, in the year 2010, I realized that I was in extreme spirituality because I was totally cut off from the outside world. 24/7, always thinking about spirituality, always thinking about meditation, always reading spiritual books. So I was in a different world. So I realized I was in an extreme spiritual path. See, my friends, they're all earning good salaries and they got married and they're having children. But I'm in this path. So my family members and my friends, everybody was worried about me. What is he doing? He's not doing any job and he's 24/7, he's behind spirituality and meditation. So they were not able to understand me. So I realized I was in extreme spiritual path. So then I heard in one of the audios, Patricia saying middle path is a must. So then I told myself, yes, I'm in the extreme spiritual path. For me, middle path. I should focus on
those
middle
2.5 years, there will not be any survival issues.
This 2.5 years, I was living on my credit cards.
Oh.
I had a lot of credit cards. So I was living on my credit card, thinking one day I'll get a job and I'll clear off this. My priority is I should not focus on money.
Wow.
I should focus only on to know who am I, where did I come from, what is birth, what is death, what happens after death. So that was my focus those 2.5 years. Those 2.5 years for me to know about myself.
That was foundation.
Yeah, I spent very intensely.
Okay.
It was like a gold mine, coming after meeting Patricia, after getting introduced to PSSM, reading so many masters' books and meditating. It was like a gold mine. The more you dig, the more the gold is coming. Yeah. It was never ending. So I was in that state of consciousness of digging gold, spiritual gold, to understand more about myself. So in this 2.5 years, I got a basic understanding of who am I, where did I come from, and I realized that I am consciousness. I realized that there is no death. Okay, I read many books, life after death. So I resonate with all those things. So I had this very understanding, there is life after death and it's a continuation and I'm here for a particular purpose. So some basic satisfaction was there. Okay. That I know something about myself. So now my focus was to be in the middle path. Because I was looking very odd among my family and friends. Everybody thought I'm a failure. So now I have to be back into the society. So then I applied a job. I got a job and I got a job in a software company. So I was working for 6 months and 6 months I started traveling around to teach meditation. So ever since 2010, actually I started traveling around the world and teaching.
2010 onwards.
From 2010 onwards, I started traveling to other neighboring countries like New Zealand, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam. So I started traveling to other neighboring countries to meet other pyramid masters and to go and share my experiences, to teach meditation. So I started traveling to neighboring countries from 2010. 10,
So 6
11.
months job and 6 months traveling to other
Yes,
countries.
I used to work for, I was a contract employer.
Okay.
I was a contract employee. So 1 month I used to work and I used to take 1 month break. Or I used to work 2 months, I used to take 2 months break. So this,
Great company you got it.
yes, it was all designed.
Very flexibility.
Yes, this flexibility was given by my astral masters.
Okay.
It never happens to anybody,
Yes.
but I got this special privilege. Anytime I go and ask, my manager will say yes. Because I'm taking break not for my personal pleasures, I'm taking break to go and teach meditation, to meet other masters. So when your work is in alignment for your spiritual progress or spiritual service, then the whole universe supports you.
You've seen practically.
Yes, practically it happened. Like that, it happened for almost 5 years.
Oh, 5 years.
2010, I joined in 2010 February. 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 5 years. I resigned my job in September, 2014 September. So till 2014 September, I used to work. Hardly I worked for 6 months. The max I worked was one particular year, 7 months I worked. So half the time doing work, and whatever the salary I get, I use that money to buy air tickets and for survival and to meet other things. So 6 months doing job and 6 months traveling.
Wow.
So this was my journey till 2014, until the crystal came to me.
Okay.
And 2014 October, I got a crystal as a gift.
So what was your experience in those 5 years to teach meditation to the surrounded countries and meeting new people? Because as you are into little introvert, so what made you to go there, and what is the motivation you got it from them?
I was an introvert till I came into meditation, right? So after I came into meditation, all my energies were focused on my inner journey. So once I got to know the answers, then there was a deep desire inside me that there are many people like me who don't know anything about themselves, so I should go and help them. So there was a deep desire that I should go teach meditation.
Because that's made you, because as you are coming frequently to India and meeting many masters and many centers, that motivated you to teach meditation to your surrounding people?
No, the motivation was not from outside. The meeting masters, see, when I come to India, I hardly come for 1 month.
Okay.
I hardly come for 1 month, and I mainly come to meditate. I used to come to Pyramid Valley so frequently. I mainly come to meditate. So my inspiration to teach meditation was from within me.
Okay.
That there are many people like me, because how I was before
Initially,
meditation, how I was searching, because I went to many ashrams, I was searching for truth, I was looking for eternal happiness. So there are many people on the planet Earth, they are looking for happiness, but they are stuck in their life. So I wanted to go teach meditation to them. So that was my desire. So to teach others meditation was once I got to know the answers, immediately the desire started, I should go and start teaching others, so that others will be helped.
So for that, actually, you are earning and spending for that.
Yes.
Wow. So Master, Pradeep Master. Now,
Yes, Chandu Master.
now you are the master of meditation to teach to the many. And 6 months job and 6 months traveling to your surrounding countries to teach meditation. So how was that experience? Teaching experience to the unknown people.
It was great. And the more I taught meditation, the more I started meeting people, the more I realized that gave me the soul satisfaction. So the more I started teaching meditation, I realized my purpose of life is to teach meditation.
Okay.
See, I came to know about what is life, what is death, what happens after death. Those things I came to know during my intense meditation journey. But what exactly is my purpose of life is still a question mark. So when I started teaching meditation, when I started meeting people, when I started traveling around the world, initially in those were few countries, right? When I started going around few countries like New Zealand, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, neighboring countries, and when I was meeting the seekers, when I was teaching meditation, there was such a great joy from within me, because I was working in IT. I was not happy. I was working only to earn money. I was not happy in my job. The job is very easy to me, right? I was getting a very good salary, very comfortable life, good manager, good colleagues, everything was fine, but the soul satisfaction was not there.
Okay.
So I was discovering what is my purpose of life. So that was still a question mark. So when I started teaching, there was such an amount of joy. There was a great joy from within me, and there is a lot of soul satisfaction. See, in meditation there was a blissful experience, but here when I'm teaching meditation, that process of teaching meditation gave me a lot of soul satisfaction, made me complete.
Okay.
So I realized this is my purpose of life. Many people have this question: how do I know my purpose of life? No astral master will come and tell you what is your purpose of life. It's very simple. I discovered it. According to me, anybody's purpose of life is any job which makes them happy is their purpose of life.
Wow, beautiful.
Any job, any work which gives them soul satisfaction, right? That is their purpose of life. So I realized my purpose of life is to teach meditation, because that gave me the soul satisfaction.
Okay.
So the more I started teaching meditation, the more I was feeling complete. I was feeling so complete, and a lot of soul satisfaction. So that motivated me to do more.
For the soul satisfaction.
For the soul satisfaction, right?
Okay.
So, and also again, Patricia came to Australia in the year 2000, and first time he came was 2008, right? First time I met him was 2008.
Yes.
Then again 2010, he came to Australia.
By the time you have started teaching meditation?
Yes, I started teaching meditation. So the second time he came, I was already in my job. I was already in my job. He came in September 2008 something, September 2010. I joined 2010 February. So I was simultaneously working and teaching meditation. Then Patricia told me that in that visit, 2010 visit, Patricia told me that you will be the face of, you will be the international face of PSSM. You will represent PSSM on the international arena.
Wow.
So this is what he told me at the time. So that made me so happy that this is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted. I want to travel around. I want to teach. And when he said you will be the face of PSSM on the international stage, you will be the representative of PSSM. This is what he said on the international stage. So I voluntarily took that opportunity, and I started introducing myself as international representative of PSSM. And I started going to many spiritual masters in different countries, in different organizations. And I used to go introduce myself, and I used to speak about PSSM, and I used to invite them, welcome them to India to come to Pyramid Valley for the Global Congress of Spiritual Scientists. So
which will happen in the October.
Which happens every year. In those days, it was Global Congress of Spiritual Scientists. So
I think you brought many spiritual scientists across the globe.
Yes. So I used to voluntarily go make friendships with many masters around the world and introduce myself as the international representative. And I used to explain them about what PSSM is and what PSSM stands for and what kind of services the PSSM is doing. So they used to be very fascinated. And I say, if you want to see, come to India and see firsthand. So they used to be very fascinated. And so that's how I was a link between the Western masters and Pyramid Valley.
Okay.
So
I think Pyramid Valley International, you made the justification, I think. We brought many masters.
Yes. So till
to the valley.
2014. So 2010, 11, 12, 13 and 14. For 5 years, I brought in many masters. Each year at least one or two masters I used to bring. And again in the year 2014, I got guidance. I was working, I was traveling and being a bridge between PSSM and the other organizations in other countries. So 2014, I got a guidance, from my spirit guides. I got a guidance that I should be quitting my job and I should teach meditation full time. Until then, I was a part-time meditation teacher.
Okay.
Okay, teaching 6 months, working 6 months. So I got the guidance I should be a full-time meditation teacher. In the year 2014 January, I got the guidance that I will be quitting my job soon and I will be a full-time meditation teacher. In the month of January 2014, I got the guidance that I will be working till September. September will be my last month. So all those details I got as a guidance. And in June, July 2014, I received an email from a spiritual master called Nina Brown. So she found out my address and she emailed me and she said she has a very special crystal and she was the custodian of the crystal until then, and she got a guidance from the Intergalactic Federation that she should hand over the crystal to me and I will be the new custodian.
Okay.
So she brought the crystal from America to India. She was living in Santa Fe, New Mexico, United States. So she brought that crystal from America to Pyramid Valley. And as per her channeling messages, as per her guidance, she got the crystal to India and she gifted that crystal to me in this very Pyramid Valley on October 2nd, 2014. And
so when it happened suddenly, because what was your feeling by receiving that crystal, and any guidance?
First of all, by the time I came in contact with the star beings and other dimensions, so 2013, the year 2013, June, that's the first time I got in contact with the star beings, the Galactic Council and my spirit guides. So that was the very first time I got in contact. See, in my meditation, there is no metaphysical experiences.
Okay.
No third eye, no astral travel, right? But 2013, I used to, how it happened was because I used to travel, I used to make myself a representative and I used to meet many masters, right? So 2012, I met Judy Satori. 2012 December, Judy Satori came to India. She was on another visit. So she came to India. So I met her, I introduced myself to her, and then I introduced her, I brought her to Pyramid Valley. Okay, so we became very good friends. So my friendship with Judy Satori opened up the possibilities because she was speaking light language and she connects to star beings, other things. So through her, my connection to the star beings and Galactic Council, all those things happened. 2013.
Can you tell something about the Galactic Council and star beings?
It happened in 2000. The first time it happened was in 2013. There was a program in Sydney. So she was doing a retreat, a DNA activation retreat for 4 days. So she invited me as a guest. So I went there, and there were about 40 participants from around the world, and everybody was going through certain kind of experiences, and physically many people were feeling the energy and a lot of things, but nothing happened to me in that workshop. So the final day of the workshop, Judy Satori was very surprised. How come nothing happened? Because in the DNA activation workshop, when she speaks light language, everybody will feel the energy and the codes, and everybody will almost collapse. Most of them were on the floor, right? But I was the only one not feeling anything. So she became very curious, like, how come nothing happens to this person? So she contacted the Galactic Council and my spirit guides to know why nothing is happening to him. So then the Galactic Council came and told her that I don't have that genetics of what the normal humans have. I come from another dimension. I came here as a representative. I had very few lifetimes. So all this, so on and so forth, she channeled.
Acha, wow.
And so for me it was like, whenever she was channeling all those things and she asked me, do you feel it is right? So at that time my heart said yes, my heart felt it is right. But still that the mind thing was there, right? I was born in a normal family and I was a normal guy. What these people are speaking, airy-fairy things. So there was this little bit of doubt was there. But then the second day, after the retreat finished, the day after, I was staying there. So then again, that was the first time my spirit guides came. And because I was a little bit confused, like what is these people speaking? I come from another dimension, that, I'm a representative, and I don't have the genetics of 12-strand DNA, I don't have it. So it was a bit, even though I was feeling it right within my heart, I was not ready to believe all those things. There was a doubt in my mind whether these people are, trying to create a story out of it. Because my nature is always, right from my childhood, it is like I will not believe in airy-fairy things unless there is a certain, unless I'm convinced, unless I physically experience, or unless I'm convinced, I won't believe in it blindly. So the next day after the retreat, I wanted to go meet her and get more clarification of what all those things channeling. So when I went and met her, she said, I know you are going to come. Your spirit guides already told me. So I said, okay. So
This is after the workshop?
The day after the workshop.
Okay.
Workshop was 4 days. This is the fifth day.
Okay.
So then she said, give me 10 minutes time. I will come and we will sit and we are going to speak to your spirit guides. I was like, wow. Okay. So I got up. I was very curious to see what's happening. So after 10 minutes, I went. There was this particular room there. She was waiting for me. The moment I entered the room, she said, yes, please come. Your spirit guides are already here and they know your questions and they want to answer. So without me asking the questions, so they already knew my questions and they were giving answers, and all the answers they were giving were exactly my questions.
Oh.
So I was stunned, like how come there are certain questions I wanted to ask, but they are giving answers for that questions which I wanted to ask, but it was a bit...
Any few questions, do you remember?
All personal questions.
Okay.
Right? Personal questions about when did I come to the planet Earth for the first time?
Oh, okay.
Okay. And what was my past lives and all those personal questions.
So they gave all the answers?
Yes.
Wow.
They gave all the answers. And while they were, see, the beauty is, in that session, in that channeling session, I was completely in a trance.
Mm-hmm.
The moment I entered the room, the moment I sat there, I was engulfed with such a presence of energy where there is no doubts in my mind. Like it is me speaking to myself. Like it is my higher self speaking to me. So the moment they were speaking all those things, this is the first time you came and this is your mission and this is where you have come from, and all those things they were speaking, my mind was completely empty. And all the knowing, see, we all know, right? There was this knowing. So my knowing got activated that time. So there was no doubts in that moment. It was only, I was just like a sponge, just absorbing everything. And in that session, all my doubts about the star beings, the Intergalactic Federation, and the spirit guides, everything disappeared. In that one session, all my doubts disappeared because I experienced all of that.
Okay.
In that session. So that was my first experience with the star beings and my spirit guides and the Intergalactic Federation, the council.
So what was the duration of the complete session?
It was beyond time.
Beyond time.
I was in a timeless space. So one statement I remember, of course I remember everything, but one statement which moved me is, they said, in this lifetime you will be a leader who will lead the people with love, compassion, and friendship. So that statement was they said, right now you are playing the role of a disciple.
Mm-hmm.
Right now you are playing the role of a disciple, but your purpose is to be a leader, to lead the people with love, compassion, and friendship.
Wow.
So that statement resonated very deep in my heart. So they were saying, because until then I was a link, right? Until then I was playing a link of being a representative of PSSM and linking up to the other organizations. So they mentioned that also. Right now you have voluntarily taken the role of a disciple. But
which we will be bringing many masters to India.
Yes.
Connected to Pyramid Valley and...
Yes. They said you have taken that is also a very sacred job you have taken. But very soon you will take the role of a leader where you will lead the people with love, compassion, and friendship. So that statement they said in 2013. Right? So what does that mean is me becoming a full-time teacher and teaching meditation.
So that's where you have resigned your job also completely.
that guidance came in 2000. After that, my connection, my contact with my star friends and the federation, the Intergalactic Federation, and the spirit guides. So that connection was quite regular. So they used to come at will, like I want to speak, they will come at will. So that connection became very strong through Judy Satori, because she has the gift, right? So through her, any time I want any questions, I will ask her to channel, and then the energies will come. So 2014, she channeled this information that I'll be quitting my job. I'll be resigning my job very soon, and I'll be teaching full-time meditation from September 2014.
So this crystal came in the year 2013.
Crystal came in 2014.
14, okay.
Yes.
So after coming the crystal, so how was your journey with the crystal?
You see, before the crystal, before I was gifted the crystal, my star friends, they taught me a wonderful lesson. See, the crystal was gifted to me in October 2014. I quit my job in September 2014, at end of August, beginning of September. So there is this 1 month gap, right? So end of August, beginning of September, I quit my job. Crystal came to me in October. So there was this 1 month gap. So in this 1 month, this Galactic Council and the star friends, they wanted me to go to US on a 1 month project. And they wanted me to meet some people and do some activations and certain things. So this kind of guidance they used to give regularly, and they was very successful. First few projects, whatever according to their guidance, we used to go to particular places, particular countries, meet particular people, and do some work. So this kind of guidance was there, right? Since 2013 June, this guidance was there for 1 year. So they gave this project, you have to go to Australia, you have to go to America. So I was in Australia at the time. So after quitting my job, I quit my job end of August, the last week of August, and beginning of September, I quit my job. After I quit my job, immediately the second day, the first week of September, I went to US. That was the first time I'm going to US, according to the guidance of the star beings. So I went to US for a 1 month. So I booked my return tickets for 1 month. So they gave the location. These are the cities you will be traveling, and these are the kind of people you will be meeting. So they gave the blueprint, the map. The first 4 or 5 days, everything was perfect. Everything was going as per the plan. But after that, nothing was moving forward. 6th day, 7th day, nothing was moving forward. And I was stuck in Los Angeles airport, and no further guidance was coming. And I felt like I was in a trap, like in a strange country, an unknown country, going for the first time, don't know anybody. So I felt, why did they do this to me? Like I was sincerely following them, what all the instructions, my star beings, my star friends, the Galactic Council, the higher masters, whoever you call, whatever the guidance they were giving, I was following very sincerely. And why did they do this to me? Like I felt like a complete trap. No guidance was coming. I felt like I was trapped. And I cannot even come because my return tickets were booked already 1 month later. So, like 7th day, almost 7th or 8th day, I was feeling so frustrated. I was so angry. And I demanded the Galactic Council, you should come in front of me and answer me. So then they came with such a loving presence. They came, and I asked, why did you do this to me? I followed everything, whatever you said, but now I feel like it's a trap. But why did you do this to me? They said with such a smile, they said, who asked you to believe us?
Oh.
They said, who asked you to believe us? What happened to your intuition? Who asked you to believe us blindly? Why didn't you follow your own intuition? So that was a big slap on my face. So then,
with smiling.
Yes. Then they told me that this is the way we want to teach you. Not to blindly follow anybody, not to blindly follow any channeling message, not to follow any guidance, any channeling blindly. Never follow anybody outside of you. You should always tune into your heart, and whatever you feel right in your heart, and only that you should follow.
Okay.
So we want to teach you this lesson, and that's why we orchestrated this trip. So it was stage orchestrated, stage managed.
So it means because for so many people are meditators also to get a channeling message. So this will be applicable for them also.
For everybody.
For everyone.
For everybody. This is universal.
Universal, okay.
Truth is the same for you or me or for anybody. You should never follow anybody blindly. You should never follow any channeling messages blindly.
So finally you have to go for your intuition.
Don't accept it blindly, don't reject it. Hear all the messages, but tune in with your heart. Only when you feel it is right, then you do it and take responsibility.
Okay.
So that is the lesson they want to teach me.
That means there you want to take your own, you are the responsible for that, because they want you to feel it.
It's not about feeling the responsibility, it's about being the master of your own self. If you are following somebody, then you are a disciple, you are a student, you are no more a master.
Okay.
When you take decisions based on your intuition, then you are a master.
Yes. Yeah.
So they want me to teach this. They want me to learn. So they taught this lesson. It was a very costly lesson. I have to spend lakhs of rupees for my air tickets and for my hotel stay. And then after I learned this lesson, I said, okay, thank you. I said thank you to my star friends, and I immediately booked the one-way ticket. I let go of that old ticket and I booked another one-way ticket, very costly, expensive ticket, and then I came back. So after they taught me this lesson, the same Galactic Council gifted me the crystal.
Okay.
So after I got the crystal, then no more channeling messages, all band, only meditation. Only I use the crystal only for meditation, nothing else. No healing, no metaphysical, airy-fairy, no healing, nothing, only meditation. Now it is time for me to share my journey to others so that they become masters. So after the crystal came, then I started traveling to many, many countries. So now, before I used to introduce myself as a representative of PSSM. Now the roles shifted. So after the crystal came to me, so people started inviting me as a meditation teacher. So then wherever I go, I teach them meditation. I teach them law of karma. I teach them the spiritual science. And then I introduce PSSM to them.
Okay.
So finally, I introduce PSSM because they go through so much transformation, right? And the final step was, before I used to introduce PSSM first to bring them here. But now I go as a teacher of meditation and teach them meditation, speak to them about pyramids, speak to them about law of karma, spiritual science. And they used to be very baffled. They used to be very impressed. And I said, where did you learn all this? I say, welcome to PSSM. So I introduce Pyramid Valley, PSSM to them. The order changed.
Yeah. I think for the past 7 years, so we have been traveling
since
with the crystal.
Yeah.
With the crystal especially.
Yes.
So how many countries you have played?
30 plus.
30 plus countries you
30 plus countries across all continents.
Okay. Can you share
Few countries?
Countries.
You can see the map right from New Zealand, Australia, Philippines, Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, Burma, Sri Lanka, India, and then going here, UAE, like United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Bosnia, Slovenia, Slovakia, Denmark, UK, Germany, France, Switzerland, Belgium, then going to America, Brazil, so across
wow
countries.
Amazing.
The more I travel, the more I realize it's a great learning experience, you see. See, for me, traveling made me to realize the fact everybody around the world, every single person in every country, in every culture, they're all looking for the same thing. They're looking for inner peace and happiness. Every single person is looking for the same thing.
You didn't feel any change country to country? The environment?
Of course, the culture is different. The culture, the food habits, those, and the environment, the nature. Those things differs from country to country, but everybody is looking for the same thing. So that made me to realize the oneness, right? We are all connected, we are all one, because everybody is looking for the same thing.
Yeah.
In any country, everybody is looking for the same thing.
Meditation.
So everybody is looking for peace and happiness.
Peace and happiness.
But they don't
The
know.
happiness.
But they don't know the link. The link is the meditation. That they don't know. But everybody is looking for that.
You know the significance of that searching for the happiness.
Yes.
Because you have been traveling for the happiness since your childhood.
Yes.
So you have been traveling these countries and sharing this happiness through this meditation.
Yes. Meditation is the missing link. It is the meditation which is missing in their lives. So once meditation comes, then everybody becomes a masters.
Okay.
So like that, in almost all the countries I have traveled, they have become meditation teachers and they are teaching meditation. They become vegetarian and they are teaching law of karma and they are teaching meditation in so many countries.
Also, you are bringing them to India for the retreats.
Yes.
Different places in India, like Valley, Kotala.
Yes, that is my introduction to PSSM. See, I can teach them meditation, I can teach them spiritual science, law of karma, I can teach them about pyramids, right? So I can teach them all those things. So their life gets transformed, right? And then for them, they ask, what next? So I said, okay, you come to India, you experience pyramids, so that they go back and build pyramids in their countries.
Okay.
And establish meditation centers, pyramid meditation centers. So like that.
So any participants or members got motivated and they constructed their pyramids in their respective countries?
Almost everybody who came in contact with me, they all become meditation teachers.
Or they constructed pyramids?
They constructed pyramids. So I inaugurated many pyramids.
Oh, okay.
In Vietnam. In Vietnam. And
Okay.
in Belgium.
Well, Belgium, they constructed a pyramid.
Yes, all Belgium. Small pyramids. Initially, they want to experiment in their garden, they build, or they have some healing centers. So they hang pyramids. So Belgium, France, Switzerland.
Okay. And Bali?
Yeah, Indonesia, Bali. We built a mega pyramid in Bali. We have an ashram in Bali.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that was also during my visit to Indonesia. Patricia said, it's been many years, it's time to go to Bali and Indonesia. So I took that project. So now we have a pyramid ashram there in Indonesia. So we have smaller pyramids in France, Switzerland. And in Belgium, they are coming up with a big pyramid. In Austria, they are coming up with a very big pyramid.
Okay. So what's your goal in upcoming years for spreading meditation, and which countries you want to focus? And
My goal is the goal of PSSM. My goal is the goal of Patriji.
Wow. Okay.
Through me, whatever is possible in the mission of PSSM, I surrender to that. I want the whole of the planet Earth to become vegetarians. I want everybody on the planet Earth to be happy. So that is my goal. I want every single person on the planet Earth to be happy and to radiate the joy and to experience the oneness consciousness with every living being on the planet Earth. So this oneness consciousness with every living being on the planet Earth is my goal. And when you are in that oneness consciousness, you are happy.
Yes.
Yes.
So your message to all our PMC viewers?
Okay. So the message is very simple. Be sincere in your search, in your seeking. There might be many beginners of meditation, or even if you're already meditating, be sincere. Have the scientific temper. That is very important. Unless you discover your own mastery, you will not be able to be a great inspiration. See, in PSSM, everybody is a master. But to perfect the mastery, you need to have a lot of scientific temper, and always you need to follow your intuition. And don't get into illusions that somebody outside of you is going to help you. in your evolution. So the message is, go within. The kingdom of God is within. AppoDeepoBhava. Always go within and use your intuition and be a perfect master. So that is the message.
Thank you, Pradeep. Thanks for coming to the studio.
Thank you, Chandu.
Wonderful spiritual journey since your childhood days till now. And it was great inspiration to all the spiritual seekers who are coming to the meditation now. So how should they practice intensively, not just like that doing meditation and getting some few benefits out of it and just keeping calm over there only, because they have to go in deep and deep. As you have done 2.5 years intensive meditation and got a lot of benefits from meditation. Also, once you got the meditation, the benefits and everything, happiness, so you are spreading this happiness across the globe, and more than 35 countries, the message of meditation happiness. So we are spreading and making them to start the meditation centers and constructing the pyramids, making them to vegetarians. The whole world, whatever the PSSM goal is there, so you have taken on your shoulder the path of PSSM, the journey of PSSM, and you are making it completely the spiritual world. And definitely your goal and PSSM goal and Patriji's goal, everything, it will very soon it will be manifested with your strong meditation power. And all the best. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks once again.
Thank you, Chandu. It is my pleasure and it is my joy to be part of this wonderful organization, PSSM. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So friends, today a great spiritual master, a global master, complete the journey of a master. So it inspires many for all the spiritual seekers, starting from meditation to the master and the grand master. So Mr. Pradeep is a great example of the grand master. So stay tuned, Pyramid Meditation channel, for more spiritual masters' wisdoms. Thank you.